Hey friends, how are you? How are you really? It is Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. We're all living this weird and wild, unscheduled life right now. I wanted to jump in here today to tackle this question that I get asked all the time from students in our Postnatal Fitness Specialist Academy, which is my online course for fitness and health professionals who are wanting to learn how or uplevel their skills in leading postpartum people in their exercise pursuits or their pelvic health. So this question is, how do I get my postpartum clients or patients to buy into this idea of taking postpartum slower? Returning to exercise postpartum in a way that is structured, maybe a bit less intense than what we often see marketed to us for postpartum exercise, about bouncing back and getting back into all the things as quickly as you can, yada, yada, yada. So here is how I tackle this. I'm going to give you 2 ways that we can do this as fitness and health professionals. So if you're a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, you're a physical therapist, a physiotherapist, or a fitness or health professional in any other category that I didn't mention there, this will apply to you, because the postpartum people and the moms coming into your business or your practice are likely going to be having some of these same thoughts, ideas, and maybe concerns. All right, you also might hear children on the floor above me. So the number one thing that I address with my people and that I think about constantly as a fitness professional myself, as a kinesiologist, is that I am the culture of fitness messaging. You are the culture of fitness messaging. We get to change and direct where we want this conversation to go. I think that sometimes we can get kind of stuck in our feelings about being frustrated that the fitness culture, especially for postpartum fitness, wants to push people back into all this intense exercise so quickly. We see the marketing of these fitness boot camps of people who are 6 weeks postpartum going back to these types of traditional mommy and me boot camps, getting back into all the intense exercise very quickly, and that makes us feel scared, because that can be potentially damaging for postpartum bodies. And we want to separate ourselves from that messaging, and you can do that. And it is our responsibility to do that if we so choose to believe in it. And I do, and I know so many of you who are listening in do as well. So keep reminding yourself that it is up to us to change the culture. And instead of just being frustrated and mad at what we might see in some media and some messaging, we get to provide a different option. So for me, I talk a lot about questioning these ideas of what good exercise is. So good exercise doesn't just look like those boot camp classes. It doesn't just look like lying on the ground after a workout because it was so hard you can't stand or breathe or feel your legs or your arms. It doesn't have to look like that. That is what we have been sold a lot through the fitness messaging and marketing of the community, but it doesn't have to be like that, so you can push those ideas and offer different ones. So for me, questioning what good exercise looks like and giving my clients permission to choose something different, to be engaged in something different. And a lot of times that permission, that allowance feels really necessary and good for them, especially if they were someone like me and came from backgrounds of over-exercising or using exercise as a tool to control themselves or their body in some way. This is going to be necessary for them. Okay, so building on that, the second thing that we really need to think about is having conversations about body image and fat phobia with our postpartum clients. What I have found through now 13 years of coaching postpartum people and working with hundreds of postpartum clients is that the need and the want to get back to all the intense exercise stems from somewhere. Generally speaking, the want, the need, the desire to change the postpartum body as quickly as possible. We are in this discomfort. We are in this place of feeling gross and uncomfortable and not like ourselves, and our life has been flipped upside down and our body doesn't feel like ours anymore, we have to dig into those feelings with our clients or patients and find out what is the root of that. Where is all that stuff coming from? So if someone is feeling really uncomfortable in their body image, what type of exercise do we think they're going to want to turn to? If they're feeling like their body is too big or too squishy or too fat, then they're probably going to want to be jumping back into and doing high intensity and high volume of exercise that their postpartum body might truly not be ready for. And as the professional, we're not comfortable endorsing that for them. Body autonomy, absolutely yes. And we also have to respect our training, our education as the professional guiding and leading them. So that's the second piece of this, is digging into the whys with our postpartum clients or patient on what they might be feeling in their body and if that is fueling them to want to jump back into all the intense exercise. We can't just tell someone, you need to go slow, you need to take your time, you need to rest more, we need to do this maybe exercise that feels boring right now before we jump back into the hard stuff. We can't do all that stuff without tackling the whys on why they are wanting to jump ahead. I hope that is helpful for you today. So 2 ways that I think we can tackle this question of getting our clients and patients who are postpartum to buy into maybe a slower, more gentle approach to exercise and athletics while respecting their pelvic floor health and also their whole mental and emotional being as well too. So this is what we talk about so much in the Postnatal Fitness Specialist Academy. I know some of you listening in right now are already students and members, but we will be opening up that spring enrollment on May 7th. I will link to the waitlist below. Get yourself on that waitlist if you want to be the first to know when we open registration and to get that discounted pricing on your enrollment. If you have any questions at all, be sure to send me a message or a DM. Happy to help. And I'll catch up with you soon.